And then we come to describe some of the features of paradise. So the first thing is, how do you get into paradise? You get into paradise through one of 8 gates. Each gate is associated with a major action from the huge actions and the major issues, the major sort of good deeds of Islam. We know that there are certain gates. As Ibn al-Qayyim said, we know that the highest of them is the gate of jihad. We know that there is the gate of Sawm, the gate of fasting. We know that there are these gates of Jannah. We know that there are 8 of them. And we know that the gap between each gate, the gap between the posts, if you like, I don't know if post is the right word, but the edges of each gate, the gap between the edges of each gate is 40 years, meaning it would take you 40 years to walk from one end of it to the other end of the gate. Just the gate, the door, would take you 40 years to walk from one end of it to the other side of it. And there will come a time on the Day of Judgment when the crowds are thronging at the door, they are pushing at the door, and there's no space for the people to get through. 8 doors with 40 years in between. You can't calculate that in miles, but just to give you a concept, how far could you walk in 40 years? That's a huge, it's an incomprehensible distance. And yet on the Day of Judgment, crowds pushing because of the number of people trying to get into these gates, these 8 gates of paradise. And then when you enter into these gates of paradise, so how is the earth? How is the land? First of all, the earth is white. But it's not just plain white. It's a beautiful white. Bear in mind that the light is not coming from the sun. لا يرون فيها شمسا. They're not going to see any sun. There's no sun. Where is the light coming from in the first place? The light is coming from the throne of Ar-Rahman. The light is coming from the throne of Ar-Rahman. And it's lighting up a paradise that the first thing you notice when you go in, that it's neither hot nor cold. No shams, no zamharira. It's not like, it's not cold, it's not hot. There's no kind of like hot and cold. It's a perfect temperature. And the earth is white, but it's not just white, because we don't suffice ourselves just with this white earth. It's decorated with za'faran and misk and yaqut. It's decorated with saffron and with misk. You imagine walking down a path where the gap in between the stones of the path, the pebbles are all of the path is made out of beautiful jewels, out of pearls. And out of beautiful jewels, the path is all made out of these pearls and jewels. And the gap where you would put cement is made out of saffron and musk. The smell is the smell of musk, and the sight is the sight of saffron. But you know what's really even more amazing about this is that the saffron is not the saffron of this dunya, and the musk is not the musk of this dunya, and the pearls are not the pearls of this dunya. Because like Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma said, there is nothing in Jannah of that which is in this world except for names. The only thing that exists in Jannah that is the same as this world are the names. So this is saffron like you've never seen before. مَا لَا عَيْنٌ رَأَتْ. You've never seen it before. Your eyes have never laid. You could never imagine, even if you imagine the most beautiful saffron, you can imagine it will not be anything as beautiful as the saffron in Jannah. And the pearls will not be like the pearls of this dunya. A resemblance only, a name that gives you a feeling, a remembrance. But they're far, far, far better than anything you can imagine.